Thank you very much. So I'm going to get started. So today we are going to be third graders again, and we are going to be reading a story called Those Darn Squirrels. So while we read Those Darn Squirrels, we're going to be identifying key details by asking questions, by making predictions, and by finding evidence. So if we are identifying key details, can someone please raise their hand and help me out? What does it mean to identify? Yes.
To know it when you see it.
To know it when you see it. Great. To pull something out, to know it when you see it, to determine. Very good. So we also, along with identifying, we're going to have two other key vocabulary terms or functions that we're going to be using today, and they are predicting and inferencing. So we are going to be determining what it means to predict or make a prediction, and what it means to infer or make an inference. So we will be discussing these three vocabulary terms during the lesson today, but during the interactive read aloud for the full lesson, many more vocabulary terms would be brought up while we are reading as well. So I would like your help with figuring out what the other two vocabulary terms means. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you guys to turn and talk with the person sitting next to you or around you and discuss what it means to predict or make a prediction and what it means to infer or make an inference. So you may turn and talk with your peers. Give me a thumbs up when you are ready. Okay, thank you very much. So, thinking about our words that we just discussed, we already determined identify, and now we're thinking about predict and inference. Can someone please volunteer by raising their hand? What does it mean to predict or make a prediction?
To guess what's going to happen?
Okay, to guess what's going to happen. Thank you very much. Of what might happen in the future, make an educated guess. And can someone please tell me what it means to infer or make an inference?
To read between the lines and use the clues to make a conclusion.
Thank you. I love how you specifically said to use the clues in the text to make a conclusion. What might some clues be in the text that we can use? What does it look like? Yeah.
What the character says.
Okay, very good. Alex?
What the character does.
Good. Marta?
There are pictures, what the pictures say.
Very good. Great examples. And then also another little chart that we have that we use, our inference equation. It's thinking about what I read, what is actually in the book, what I know, my background knowledge, and that equals an inference, what I infer. So before moving on to the read aloud, we would do a poster sneak peek as a class. And so this is to engage the students and activate any prior background knowledge as well. So we are going to be doing a poster sneak peek as a group today. I have put 5 different posters or different sections from the book that we will be reading today in class around the room. And during the poster sneak peek, you're going to be walking throughout the room to each poster. And there are 4 things that you could possibly engage with the text or on the poster. For each poster that you go to, you will either describe what you see, you can ask a question, make a prediction, or pull out any key details. So due to our time today, I want you guys to make it your goal to go to at least 3 out of the 5 posters. Whereas if it were a full lesson, I would break the kids into groups and set the timer and specifically have them go to every single poster. And then also for today, when we are going around to each poster, since I am giving it up to you to rotate and go around at your own pace as well, make sure that we are at a volume 1. So a volume 1 is a whisper. We're on topic and we're being school appropriate as well with what we write on the posters. Does anyone have any questions before I break you guys up and have you rotate around the room? Yes?
Are you from Minnesota?
No, I'm not. Chicago, the Midwest. I do have some markers and pens on the table in the front, but you can use your own as well. So before I split you guys up, I want to just reiterate that for each poster, you can either describe what you see, ask a question, make a prediction, or pull out key details. So now you may go. Yes.
You're gonna see this picture, you're gonna walk in here.
Yeah, you can. Whatever's given you in the picture.
That's what it's supposed to be.
In the house.
Make predictions.
No, that's Nancy's house. That's what this was.
But please put it back.
We can ask a question. What is that? I remember looking at it.
Screw the end.
Western.
I used to work for Jimmy John's, so I've been trying to
Oh, a little like statement question?
Yeah, you do. It's very, like, that's why I was crazy. I wouldn't say city. I'm
in 3rd grade, not off.
Do like and hang out in the Midwest.
You got a trophy. Trophy calls us.
Oh.
Where does it go? Up the roof.
About 3 more minutes.
That's what I was wondering. Checking the phone.
Oh, it was.
And thank you to those who are sitting down silently or quietly when they are done. Take your time to finish up your last thoughts. So, Damon, you can finish up your last comment. Take your time. All eyes on me, please. Thank you. So, after doing the poster sneak peek, I would engage in conversation with the students, have them share out, discuss what their first impressions were with this sneak peek preview and any comments that they wrote as well. But due to our time, we won't be able to fully get into all of that. But I did pass out the story preview. So I have the first 6 pages of the story typed out on the page in front of you and without the picture. So this really helps the students engage with the text prior to having some of the pictures are here, but they don't know if it's at the beginning of the story, where it connects to. So all pencils are down right now, and you will listen to the story and follow along on your papers while I, Miss Tanarelli, reads aloud. How much time do you have?
2 more minutes.
2 more minutes, okay. So I won't read the story, but I would read through the story, have the students follow along as well. Then I would ask the students to circle all the facts that we know about Mr. Fuquire, because that's one of our objectives for today, identifying. And then we would try to determine what shows why Mr. Fuquire built the bird feeders as well, pulling the evidence that we have so far. So that is where I will stop for right now, but thank you very much.